I'd rather live like this than to die the way I was. That's a powerful statement. Quick story for you. Sometime last year, I'm on the phone with my pops, my father, and he's explaining to me like, hey man, what's going on? I'm like, hey nothing, Dad, how you doing? I'm just driving, heading back to the house, thinking about you, so I decided to call you. I said, that's cool, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. He was like, hey, you remember Jack? I was like, the name don't ring a bell, but you know how we talk. And he was like, well, that's such and such brother, and they over there and they over there, which I still don't know who the hell he talking about, but that's between me and you. So I say, nah, it don't ring a bell, but get to it. He was like, well, I was at my homeboy Jack house, and we was just kicking it, cooling, and I went to the restroom, and after I did what I did, I washed my hands and was looking in the mirror. And the only thing I could see in my reflection was pop. It hit me real heavy. So I came out and said to Jack, hey Jack, guess who on my heart real heavy right now, man? He was like, who's that, Rick? He was like, Pop. And apparently him and Jack had a mutual friend named Pop, which when talking about him, and my father was like, nah, I'm talking about my father, man, Pop. They don't make him like that no more. And Jack's reply to my father was, you right, Rick. They don't make him like that no more. I thought that was a cool story. And I said to my father, you know, from a hierarchy, I see how you know, put granddaddy up there, which he deserved it. Truly do. My point of view of it is our fathers, which is your father, you're my father, and etc. All our fathers' flaws make us better men, which turn us to great men, which how I look at you, Daddy. You the highest on the food chain to me. Not only you my hero, but you are the bar. And the reason why you the bar is because of, and I'm gonna be honest, man, your father's flaws. And I love granddaddy. What made granddaddy a great man, a great father was he was a provider. He fed 6 kids off of catching fish and doing everything else with his hands, jack of all trades. I'm still trying to learn that game. But at the flip side, just like all of us, we could become our own worst enemy. And alcohol was his enemy to the point to where it was his demise. And he broke his neck, paralyzed from the neck down. For the majority of my childhood, I'm like the only one out of the grands who remember our grandfather walking. The rest of them just remember him in the bed, but what made my grandfather great, and which makes my father great, or the greatest, is his flaws. Because the same man that was on that alcohol and was a father to my father didn't do the right things all the way. And my father had to learn forgiveness. I watched this man carry his father like a newborn baby to his appointments over and over and over again. I watched my grandmother care for him. So everybody had to learn forgiveness, all through love, which made us and made my father the greatest in my eyes. Even with my grandfather being paralyzed from the neck down, there was a point in his life to where he also lost his sight. So can you imagine not being able to move, and on top of that, not being able to see. But what made my granddaddy Chunk the dopest? His spirit was so high. I would come in the crib and granddad would really literally say, "It's just me and God in here, you can come on in." And he meant it. So going back to the line, I'd rather live like this than to die the way I was, came from the greatest. And he went through the worst. But he had to learn. He had to go through the pain just to understand how powerful God is. And by the way, my grandfather said, "I'm gonna get my sight back." And he did. I'd rather live like this than to die the way I was. That's all of us. If you can stand on your feet and see with your eyes, do everything you gotta do today. Until the next one, peace.
Long as I got you by my side.